So our next presenter is Audra Carlson from Oh Wow, right? So those of you that have been, you all know what Oh Wow is, but if you don't, she's going to tell us, I think, right? But Oh Wow is right down the street on Federal Street, and you should go visit there if you haven't done so in Youngstown. So it's one of the great things in downtown Youngstown. So Audra, it's all you.
Pretty excited to talk about this crisis. I don't know about you guys, but every morning on my way to work I listen to NPR, and it is the most depressing 8-minute drive ever. I had to throw that in there because it's a pretty awesome drive. But it's just depressing. Everything's in just falling apart. There's just a few pictures. I'm currently reading a book called The Fix, and it tells you everything that's terrible and wrong with the world. And I haven't yet got to the part about how to fix it. But when I get there, I'll do another presentation. But right now, we are in a terrible crisis, but a lot of that can be solved if we can fill the 10 million job vacancies that are expected to be available in manufacturing over the next decade. And so that's kind of where I'm going with this. How can we prepare our people for these positions? And these are just some of the things that we're doing here at Oh Wow. We try to engage the public in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics every day through public programs like our Silly Science Sunday that just happened, through our 7 Days of STEM that is coming next year. InspireWorks is a hands-on lab downstairs. We're trying to make STEM a part of everyday life for all the people who visit us. We've had over 200,000 visitors to date. And this is just an example of one of the ways we're doing that. Engineering happens to be one of our WOW zones. It's a topic-focused area where kids can explore and families can explore and do hands-on activities. I like this picture because I didn't get, the next picture was when it all fell down. But that's important, and I think we forget about how important it is to give children a safe space to fail in, because most of you have probably already experienced failure, and that's the only way we can grow, and we don't focus on that enough. Also, there's a lot of research being done right now in the informal learning environment as to learning themes and theories. Originally, a lot of people think of learning as a sponge. Children are like sponges. They're going to soak up whatever you throw their way. They say children are like an unlit match. You just need to inspire them and they'll go from there. Then we say children are more like scientists. They love to explore and learn about the world around them outside of the context of us telling them what to do. Give them some space. But we're finding out through more and more research that children actually learn best in a social setting. And those have been around for years. It's called an apprenticeship. It's when you're working with someone one-on-one. They get to follow. They get to ask questions. You learn from each other. It's beneficial both ways. That's where we're moving now in the learning theory, at least in the informal world. And I do think it applies to the classroom as well. We do a summer camp every year called our Summer Manufacturing Institute. I know a lot of faces I've met through that experience. This is when we put kids, middle school kids, 4th through 6th grade, when they're just on the cusp of making these really important career decisions and educational decisions. And we force them to make things. We force them to work in groups and collaborate and solve problems in a social context. So very, very important stuff going on there. And it's not just children that can make. We want everybody to make. We think that supplying a safe space for making things at a young age can be a very simple thing to do with a huge impact. So you see there's glue, there's rulers and scissors. Oh, they should be labeled correctly. My lean manufacturing was not on the other day when I took this picture. But we try to make sure that we're incorporating those principles all the time. And it's amazing the interactions and the social learning that can happen just with providing a safe space like this. So you see you've got grandpa and granddaughter and mom and grandma and granddaughter, and then you've got peer-to-peer learning as well. Simple processes such as weaving or cutting, using scissors, just the empowering effect that learning a simple task like that for a little one can have is just really hard to put into words, although these aren't little ones, but it doesn't stop at childhood, this need to make, this need to socialize. And then you can also use them at OWOW. What we like to do is take the most complex ideas and put them in the hands of little ones. So these are little bits. They're actually a way to teach circuitry, basic circuitry principles to little ones. This was a bridge building activity that we had once. There's a volunteer that worked with some kiddos, and they were able to build a bridge to hold all these. Now they cheated because there's a lot of masking tape there, but look at those smiles. They actually accomplished something. They're pretty excited. And you'll see the signs that we have the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle there for them. So once again, the idea is provide a safe space for them to fail, make mistakes, provide some crazy, amazing things for them to try and do that they would never see anywhere else. This is our Walk on Water we do during our Silly Science Sunday. And these are all happy, happy faces that have just mastered some sort of technique, whether it's using pliers to twist wire, whether it's building a circuit, a hand buzzer for jokes right there, using the little bits, making glue. Oh, he was doing a DNA swab, or DNA necklace, and I can't remember this one. But we're changing that crisis into opportunity, all right? Bottom line, come see us. Oh wow, super cool. We're trying to provide the pipeline for you guys by getting these kids interested in STEM careers and showing them all the options at an early age.